You were never just skin and thoughts. You were a vibration wrapped in memory, a spark echoing from the first breath the universe ever took. But something, made you forget. In a shadowed temple corridor, flickering torchlight dances on ancient stone. The air is thick with the scent of burning incense, curling like whispers toward the vaulted ceiling. Somewhere beyond sight, a soft breath stirs the stillness. A hand rises, trembling yet sure, moving slowly to touch the spot between the eyes, that silent gateway hidden beneath your skin. Have you ever wondered why your body trembles at certain sounds? A distant drum, the call of a night bird? Why your mind spins when you stare too long at the sky? This is no madness. It is memory returning, ancient and alive, like a river carving its way through stone. What if your thoughts are not yours at all? What if they are the echoes of ancestors, voices carried across time, humming within your nervous system? What if the energy you call you is but one note in a vast cosmic symphony, and you have been out of tune for centuries? The spot between your eyes is not merely flesh and bone. It is a sacred mirror, a silent threshold, a pulse waiting to be heard. Tonight, this is not just a story. It is a doorway, and once you cross it, the world you knew will never be the same. If your soul has started to stir, if something ancient inside you is waking up, follow this thread before it fades again. Welcome to the Spine Gospel. Across the vast tapestry of human history, a quiet secret hums beneath the surface. A singular point, small yet infinite, resting softly between the brows. It is a place both seen and unseen, whispered about in ancient temples and hidden in sacred texts. This is the spot the priests touched, the mirror they guarded, the gateway they never spoke of aloud. In the ancient Vedic tradition, it is known as the Ajna chakra, the command center of perception, not merely a place on the forehead, but the seat of intuition and inner vision where the mind's eye opens to realms beyond the physical. Here the veil thins, and the soul glimpses its own reflection in the vast ocean of being. Far away, beneath the blazing Egyptian sun, the Eye of Horus watches. A symbol etched in stone and ink, guarding secrets of protection and sacred knowledge. This eye is not just a symbol of sight, but a beacon for higher understanding, the wisdom of seeing beyond the seen. In the quiet flow of Taoist meditation, the upper Dantian beckons, a reservoir of life force energy, a luminous point where breath and spirit entwine. It is here that the body gathers its strength, focusing the invisible currents that pulse through the universe itself. Among Sufi mystics, the Ayn al-Qalb, or Eye of the Heart, opens to divine insight, piercing through illusion to touch the eternal. This eye sees not with flesh, but with essence, perceiving the whispers of the cosmos in the stillness of silence. Across these lands and ages, this sacred spot is a lighthouse in the night, a mirror reflecting the soul's hidden depths. It is a silent song played in different keys, a universal thread woven through the fabric of cultures, pointing quietly to a secret waiting to be remembered. If so many paths lead here, if this point is the crossroads of inner sight, what is the secret waiting beyond? What did the priests hide that they touched in silence? And why did they seal this knowledge behind ritual and mystery? The city hums in restless light, neon signs flickering like false stars against a sky veiled in concrete and glass. Endless streams of sound, horns, voices, machines, wash over the mind, drowning the quiet pulse beneath. Screens glow, casting their cold reflection on faces that once knew how to see beyond the V's. I Sybil. This modern symphony is a veil, woven of distraction and noise, blinding the eye that once looked inward with piercing clarity. The sacred spot between the eyes, once a gateway to the infinite, now lies forgotten beneath layers of illusion, buried beneath the relentless chatter of a restless world. Ancient texts warn of this blindness, not of flesh, but of spirit. The seers of old whispered of veils drawn tight over the heart's vision, where the mirror we gaze into is not made of glass, but belief itself. When the mind is caught in the web of false light, the soul's sight dims, and the inner door fades into shadow. Yet somewhere beyond the blinding glow, a solitary flame flickers. In a quiet room bathed in candlelight, a figure sits still, eyes closed, breathing deep. Amid the chaos, the pulse beneath returns, a subtle rhythm like a heartbeat within the silence. The door is waiting, unyielding and patient, calling through the noise. To break the illusion is to remember that light is not always what it seems. The path inward is hidden beneath layers of forgetting, but it is not lost. The secret remains, waiting for those who dare to listen beyond the false light and touch the ancient threshold once more. Deep within the labyrinth of the human brain lies a small, mysterious gland, the pineal. Nestled like a hidden gem, this tiny structure has long been whispered about as the seat of the third eye, the sacred spot between the eyebrows where spirit and matter entwine. Ancient priests touched this place, not just in ritual, but as a gateway to realms beyond ordinary perception. Science now peers into this secret chamber with gentle curiosity. The pineal gland, it seems, is a bridge between the visible and the invisible, sensitive to the subtle energies that flow through and around us. It reacts to light, yes, but also to the whispers of the earth itself. The Schumann resonance, a natural frequency that hums beneath the planet's surface, linking all life in a silent cosmic symphony. Our bodies pulse, with bioelectric energy, currents of life weaving an unseen tapestry. When focused attention falls upon the spot between the eyes, these currents gather and harmonize, like a tuning fork struck in a quiet room. Meditation and breath become the hands guiding this resonance, tuning the brain's rhythms to frequencies beyond time. Neuroscience reveals that the brain is not a static machine, but a living, breathing landscape, capable of rewiring itself, shifting pathways in response to thought, intention, and experience. This phenomenon, known as neuroplasticity, suggests that with practice, the inner eye can be awakened, sharpening perception and deepening intuition. In a quiet lab, a researcher dons electrodes, eyes closed in deep meditation. As she focuses on the point between her eyebrows, brainwaves shift, synchronizing in patterns once thought impossible. Creativity blooms, perception stretches, and a stillness settles. A glimpse of what the ancients called gnosis, direct knowing beyond words. Your brain is not a processor, it is a tuning fork, a vessel for frequencies that dance between the seen and unseen. The pineal gland is the silent conductor, guiding this cosmic orchestra within. Science catches up slowly, unraveling what the priests knew through sacred ritual and whispered truth. But beyond measurements and charts lies a vast mystery, a sacred frequency still waiting to be heard. Within shadowed temples, where incense smoke curls like ancient whispers, the sacred rite begins. Priests, cloaked in time's silence, reach gently toward the forehead of the initiate, their fingertips tracing the hidden gateway, the spot between the eyes. This touch is not mere ritual. It is an awakening, a key turning in the lock of inner vision. In the mystery schools of Egypt, the Eye of Horus watches silently. More than a symbol etched in stone, it guards the sacred knowledge of seeing beyond the veil. This eye is a beacon, a talisman of protection and illumination, pointing initiates toward realms unseen. Legends speak of Atlantis, a civilization lost to the tides but immortal in memory, a people who mastered the spiritual sciences. They built not only cities but energetic blueprints, sacred patterns woven into the fabric of their temples and teachings, echoing in practices still alive today. Far to the east, Taoist adepts focus on the Upper Dan Tian, a luminous center where breath and spirit converge. Here, in meditative stillness, the body becomes a temple and the breath a bridge, activating energies flowing through invisible channels. Look closely, and the pyramids themselves rise not just as tombs, but as stairways to the stars. Their pointed summits reach skyward, reflecting the soul's eternal ascent toward light and memory. Mandalas and yantras, intricate maps of consciousness, spin silently across the ages, guiding seekers along the hidden paths. The temple walls echo with chanting voices, rhythmic and deep, weaving through the air like sacred currents. Light dances on ancient stone, casting shadows that flicker like the pulse of life itself. In these moments, the sacred blueprint reveals itself, a map not only of stone and spirit, but of the journey within. Why did every pyramid point upward? Because the soul is trying to remember. In the stillness of your own being, slow your breath and feel the body as a temple, ancient, sacred, alive. Every pulse, every quiet beat is a prayer whispered in silence, a light waiting patiently to be seen. Between your eyes lies a star, not distant in the heavens, but shining quietly within. Imagine this spot as the morning light breaking gently through the shadows, and a patient beacon calling you home. It does not rush nor demand. It waits with tender resolve, inviting you to look deeper. Silence is the doorway. In the absence of noise, the soul's voice grows clear. Stillness is the cradle where the hidden spark can flicker, where the secret begins to breathe again. Breath is the bridge, a sacred rhythm linking the world outside with the universe within. Each inhalation draws you closer to this hidden sanctuary. Each exhale releases what clouds the vision, clearing the way for the light. Listen softly to the whispers beneath your skin, the subtle language of your body and soul. They speak in vibrations and pulses, in shadows and sparks, messages from the ancient source that never truly left. The path is not without its shadows. Distraction creeps, impatience lingers, doubt may murmur in the quiet moments. Yet trust the unfolding, for the awakening is a gentle tide, coming not as a storm, but as a wave returning to shore. To reconnect is to remember that this sacred spot has always been waiting, untouched by time, untouched by fear. The journey is yours alone, unfolding with grace when you are ready. The priests hid this knowledge not to keep us out, but to keep us safe, until the soul was ready to remember. They touched the sacred spot between the eyes in silence, guarding a secret that pulses beyond time, beyond words. This silent gateway is a threshold to a deeper truth, a quiet place where the soul's light flickers in the vastness of being. It is a place where knowing flows not from the mind, but from the breath of existence itself. The mind forgets, but the soul remembers. In the stillness, this ancient truth waits patiently, whispering through the shadows of forgotten temples and the spaces between our thoughts. It calls to those who listen with more than their ears, with their hearts, with their very essence. If this journey has stirred something ancient within you, if the thread has been touched, continue walking softly on the path. There is no rush, only reverence for the unfolding. Welcome to the Spine Gospel, a place where remembering begins and the sacred light never fades.